Hello and welcome to Sunken Hearts. My name is Lowell, pronouns he, him. This is a session on the Open Hearth Gaming calendar, and we are taking up with our crew uh, at the gates of the Superbowl. But we'll come back to that in a second because I do want to check in with everybody and see if anybody has gotten an advance, sunken or otherwise, that they are taking that they want to let me know about beforehand. Uh,
I I
Aldo.
got an advance. I just added it to the stat. But I forgot to mention last time at the end of the session, who has um Lily, you can un unmark fear.
Woo! I'm ready to be fearful now.
Okay. But you get to do that for two people, right?
Yeah, I did one with myself too,
Okay. That was
because I
clever.
had three marked
Oh, yeah.
last time, but oh wait, no, I must have only had one marked left over.
Yeah, I think you did some clearing of things last time.
Yeah, okay. I remember having three marked at some point last time, but it wasn't at the end, I guess. Okay.
And what stat did you take up?
Uh, Joy,
Okay.
which
All right.
was zero.
Okay. And Mr. Suit.
Yeah, I've been looking, but I don't see any moves that's really gonna
That sing to you
change what
for
I'm
this.
doing at this point. Yeah.
Okay, that is absolutely
So
fair. Do you want
a
to put buy
dirty,
up a
dirty
stat?
stat raise.
I know,
Oh.
you're so ashamed of yourself.
Um let's go ahead and just max out fear.
That might be a good call. Lydia, what are you doing?
What am I doing today,
Did
right
you get
now?
a new advance or no?
No, I had had it previously,
Okay,
so I'm just three into this level.
okay. And Marrow.
Yes, I got a new move, and I'm taking forgiveness from the brute,
Okay.
and I'm putting it in right now.
Oh, I took the same move twice. Not cool.
Oh, do I have that?
No, I do.
Oh, then I won't take it. I'll change it to
No, no,
something else.
she took the Untamed twice by accident.
Okay.
It's very silly.
Also, I don't know if everybody saw, it's primarily for Tyler, the new announcement for the new Kickstarter from for Worldwide Wrestling,
Let's see
Oh,
that.
and a
no, I
sports
didn't.
focused expansion.
Like a promotion of
Interesting.
former professional athletes who are coming
Yes,
to be wrestlers.
five
Huh.
five rings wrestling. So
Oh,
yes,
that's pretty cool.
yeah. And what does that one that you're taking do, Tyler?
Let's see here. I'm trying to find a spot for it. I guess I'll stick it down at the bottom of my. I have all these sunken moves. Um, stick it in here. There. Have to spread it out there. There. Uh, it's not it. There we go. Uh, when you
Classic.
attempt when you attempt to change the loyalty or purpose of a worthy agent of a major foe, roll. On a 10 plus, your words reach them. They will act to aid you right now. They may come with you, go to face their leader, or flee. On a 7 to 9, your words make them hesitate. Choose whether your words plant doubt in their mind or if they will take inadvertent action to assist you. On a miss, they fool you with a seeming change of heart.
All right.
Nice.
So we take up in that part and that really awkward bit that happens at the start of a party when you're getting everything put together and a couple people have arrived too early and they're standing around and they don't know what they should do. And they're trying to figure that out. And my assumption is that that is definitely uh, Lean and Hungry Mike is here because they have a job to do, so
Mhm.
they're here. But definitely Ali Dogus and Songbird Rex are here kind of standing around looking, holding their red solo cups, with whatever Mr. Suit was going to allow them to have before the bar actually got opened, um, which I assume is like lemonade at this point.
We can
Oh,
split one bottle of seltzer water.
okay. So when we come in on this sort of scene here, uh, I want to come around and kind of tell me what you're doing, and then I'll have you tell me someone you think you want to see arrive that maybe you want to interact with, or maybe you want to do something with. So Aldo, what do we see you doing? How are you getting yourself set up here?
Um, so I think I'm kind of quietly talking to Mr. Suit and just look, I have an idea. I know how to find out which of the Dukes it is.
What you do?
I do. But I want you to watch them. Tell me if one of them is acting strange, and especially if they leave.
Okay, that one's easier. They all are on the spectrum of strange already.
Right, if they act strange in a new way, in a way that they really want to leave.
Okay, I'll watch the exits.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I don't know for sure they will, but they're gonna want to.
Do I
One of
need
them
to
is,
shift
if this
things
works.
around, whatever this, like, do I need to move the refreshments table? What are you
No, no, no,
doing?
no. I'm gonna make them not want to be here. Don't worry. That's all.
All right, you know what? I have so many things on so many lists. If you're confident
Just
about this,
you you're gonna be around the party and you're gonna see before I will probably.
all right. Now, this remote somehow has 53 buttons. And I really just want the TV on.
I think you suddenly realize there's somebody right at your elbow who says, and kind of reaches their big hands over, and Lean and Hungry Mike will go to mode TV channel 16.
That's that's good. Oh, that is a nice picture. Can you make the others do that? Perfect. I'll lean into Aldo. Who was that again?
Uh, Lily's friend. Don't remember their
Right.
name.
So Aldo, when you do spoiling, what does that look like? Like what do we see for that invocation?
I'm trying to remember how I did it last time, and I do not remember. So, I think I walk around the like perimeter of the area that I'm trying to do it on, and while smoking a cigarette, even though I'm not supposed to, like in some of the areas that I'm in,
Right.
and kind of
Oh
like
no,
take a puff and blow the
it's
smoke toward it. And
1999. You could smoke
in
wherever you
Alabama,
want.
you're right. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
In fact, you're kicked out if you're not smoking in some places.
Right.
What are you, under 16?
So you're smoking and going around and
Yeah, and like sort of blowing smoke toward the the center of the area, like stop here and there, and then uh basically walk. It's not a circle, it's a perimeter, but
okay.
treating it the same as sort of a magic circle. Um I'm trying to keep something out instead of in, namely
And what
the
is
Widow
the
Mackton.
name that you are saying?
Widow Mackton.
Okay. I'm being very deliberate about that. So
Yes.
that is the name that you have said.
That is the name I have set.
Who arrives while you're doing that?
Let me look at the NPCs here. I think Bayman.
Okay. He comes in, looks around. Again, he always moves a little stiffly, but he has a, a package with him. It looks like a small, very nice plastic cooler, and he will come in and he'll look. He'll sees you first, Aldo, and he'll say, "Aldo, how are you?"
I'm good. How about you? Come on in.
Yes,
What you got
yes.
there?
Uh, and he'll hand it to you and he will say, this is caviar.
Mr. Suit will be very pleased, I'm sure.
Yes. Boy, if you could get that to him, I don't want to bother him and he
Absolutely.
can set it up as he wants. I understood that Lydia had brought some crackers, so that should go
I'm
with
sure
that.
she did.
Yeah. Hopefully she brought some Melba toast too. It's very good on that. Little rounds. Yeah. And then he will kind of wander off. And you open it up, and it is very clearly like this is black market Russian caviar premium stuff. You can see that the like little shipping label things are missing from it, that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, I will take it over and set it down on the table from Mr. Suit. Present from Bayman.
and I think Mr. Suit, you can smell luxury a mile off. So I think that you definitely.
That's wait, no, that can't be. Are is that real?
I would guess so.
I I go digging through. There's various dishware, and I think Lydia has just been setting up cheese balls and everything. So there's like a gravy boat with a cheese ball in it, and a candy dish with a cheese ball in it. I find a caviar dish. That's a cheese ball spread it. I start to scoop it out because we need something proper and silver and fancy to put this on.
And you need to put it on ice. She sees what you're doing, wrecking one of her cheese ball presentations, and she's like, "What?" But then she sees the caviar, and she's like, "Oh, we'll do this right. Don't you worry." Yeah, and she will go hit the ice machine.
Yeah. And the club has assigned, a couple of people. You haven't asked for staff, but they've assigned a couple people somewhat to keep an eye, but also to like handle getting, if you need water, if you need ice, if you need more napkins, linens, that kind of thing. So there are, let's say, three people that are going to be kind of running back and forth for you. So if you ask them, they will go and get you ice and a nicer dish and all of that kind of thing.
I will reball the cheese ball.
Reball the cheese. Uh, what do we see you doing, Mr. Suit, after you get this caviar ensconced?
Keep looking at it to make sure that it's okay. Um, I I think as after Mike gets the TVs set up, um, Suit is going from screen to screen as it's sort of like it's on the stadium and the pregame and all sorts of stuff leading up to it. Um, and he will start like he'll watch a scene for a minute and then reach his hand forward into it and grab a piece of it and start pulling it out. And so with like pieces of stands and unrolling the turf for the field and pulling out referees and newscasters, I want to use my glamours to start turning this ballroom, whatever it is, the party room that we're in, into an illusion of being on the field in the middle of everything with, you know, players and referees and commentators and fans and all just mingling around and every part of the party.
All right. What do you want to roll that with?
Uh, well, this has never gone well. I
I
would like to
know.
use my best stat. And specifically, the last time it happened, we were chased by a bloodthirsty blood monster.
Yes, you
So
were.
I think it feels justified in the moment. This is the big preparation that I've been hinging on and not making other preparations around.
That seems fair. I'm not going to say a word.
I'm just staring at my dice, trying to decide which ones won't betray me. Last night was rough.
Oh,
So, okay, that's a 9.
that is a 9. Are you happy with that 9, or do you want to burn a bond and make it a 10?
I am going to mark drained because that's part of this one. I can
So you can get
mark
that
drained for an additional
extra.
pick.
Yeah. All right. So what picks do you want for this?
Oh, right. Uh, it will last for a long time.
Okay.
It can respond to persons interacting with it, as in, like, the people there. You can talk to them and sort of pull them out of their televised routine for a moment. And the person or place you're copying is perfect.
Okay. Excellent. What sense is excluded from it?
I think it's probably wise to exclude smell.
That seems like the best call possible. Absolutely. And so we see you doing that, getting that set up, weaving the threads of the glamour together. What taken shows up, arrives, while you're doing that?
Just looking at this, and there are several people that obviously I do want to talk to or interact with, but not in a situation where it might end up private or quiet. That seems too easy.
Okay.
Um, so it's not going to be Delulu yet,
Okay.
but we'll go for another party disaster and say Ali Doges arrives a little early.
They are already there. We've already
Oh, they
established that
are.
they
Yep.
are already there with Songbird Rex. They came early and awkwardly.
To
Yeah.
support us.
Do you want to talk to them, or do you want to have a different person arrive?
Yeah, I want to talk to them.
Okay. They are one of the people that you gave them half a bottle of seltzer, and they've been waiting
Oh, that's
for the actual bar to open, and she will look up at you when you come over, and she will say, can we get a drink now?
okay, but it's not a free drink. You're working. You have to give your professional opinion. We're trying to get the mix absolutely right. I want it to be perfect when the rest of the guests start arriving.
All right. I would like a ginger ale. You can make
Oh,
that,
oh,
right?
yeah, yes. He was waiting for the but okay, it's that. And he will the like pour it to a shaker and shake it with ice and add a wedge of lime and a few mint leaves and stir it up some just to make it look fancier. Put it in a nice glass.
She will take it and she will drink the now slightly flattened ginger ale, and she will say, Canada Dry, not Schweppes. Interesting. Interesting choice.
And do you feel it adds to the party mood?
I might not have shaken the soda,
All right,
but
we're looking
but
for more flavor profile notes.
it tastes like flat ginger ale with a bit of plant in it.
That's so perfect. Thank you. I hear might be moving soon
What?
to a
Who
new.
who who told you? Like, who told you that?
Aldo said you might be moving soon. Not like away, just to a new place. Are you not?
I don't think I've heard anything about that.
Oh, um, well, surprise. I think Aldo may have something to tell you.
Okay.
It's a good
Uh,
surprise.
okay. For a second, I thought you knew that I was getting evicted or something.
Oh, no, no, I wasn't no, not like, I mean, if you don't want to, it's just an opportunity. It's not a required or a
Did Aldo say
mandatory.
that they did talk to me already? Because sometimes I don't remember things.
Well, I don't know about the details or particulars. I just knew that you were looking potentially for something more expansive.
I don't think that's what I said to Aldo before. I think I said something else.
Well, then you can forget this whole thing.
Let's hope I can. Let's hope I can.
Fingers crossed.
And she looks at you again, and you get again that weird kind of suddenly you're deer in the headlights to her, and then she will turn away.
Cursed.
Lydia, what do we see you doing?
Um, so I think one of the things that she's doing is maintaining a straight cordon for the humans that are bustling back and forth, since even though they may not be able to see the glamours are affecting other
They,
people.
they are definitely seeing the glamours.
Okay.
To
That's
them, somehow you've put together this weird like art show thing
yes,
and done up
exactly.
like they're like
And we're like,
what the F is this? This is
and
very
yeah, she goes, it's a it's an immersive experience. We're doing it for the client. It costs a lot of money. There's a lot of good actors out there, and the costumes too. But anyway, you don't need to worry
what
about.
one of them says, yeah, I've been to one of these parties before. The masks and the people and like put them in, make them do things. Yeah, I understand. But we'll keep out of your way.
I, I don't think there'll be any masks except for the football. Let's have those. But
No, whatever you're into, that's not for us to judge.
I think they're already judging, and and I made cheese balls. It's a pretty and she sort of stops and says, and I think she just stops and she goes, um, yeah, thank you for your consideration.
Okay.
And
Well, we'll just stay kind of over here,
okay,
behind the the little staff cart.
okay,
And, you just come over and tell us if you need anything, if you need towels, you need clear away service, whatever, just tell us if you need more trash cans, you need us to refill the water pitchers.
okay, thank you. And so many crackers, boxes and boxes of crackers. Yeah,
Hey, they're not here to kink shame, so
so many ideas that had never occurred to me up to this point. Yeah, and I think she gets sort of like, all right. She's trying to be calm. She's like, yes, thank you for your assistance. And she does kind of keep them busy with, essentially that mix of ice um and to keep the things cool as people are bringing things in
yeah.
and stuff like that. And also getting all of the things from behind the bar. People have brought their own sodas that they want to have mixed in, and it's things like that, that they want their orange
People have brought
thing.
a lot of stuff like They were very uncertain about what they were supposed to bring or not bring.
Mm-hmm.
And they they went with the default, well, I guess we bring stuff because I know those guys, who knows what's up with them. So
Mm-hmm.
there is a lot of stuff being brought here.
All right. And it's a good thing that Ms. Basha shows up because she's very good at these things and she helps me receive the gifts and put them
Absolutely.
out
She
and
does
arrange
it
them.
graciously. You'll see her go. You'll see her step back behind the sort of servants area. You'll see her assess. She puts out the good stuff. She sets the middle stuff off to the side and she throws away immediately anything that does not match up to her standards.
Exactly. I do think the PB&Js on stale bread were a good idea, but it was the thought that counts. So,
Uh, and unfortunately, Miss Bichon's picture has vanished from the keeper. I don't know what
which is
happened
so
there.
sad. It
Yeah,
it looks like it's still outlined, like maybe it's still around. Oh, there is a link right above it.
I think that's for Abyssinian
Oh,
Max.
okay.
I'll have
Too
to
bad.
go. It's probably in the Pinterest board. We'll
Okay.
find her. But who do you want to have arrive while you're doing all of this?
Ooh, I have not seen my mentor for a while, and it just makes sense that this way would show up at this moment.
She will come in, looks around in that way that is very much an assessing glance around. She nods with sort of admiration at the glamours and such, and she will come over to where you're at. And again, she's maybe 4'8", 4'10",
Mhm.
and she will look up at you and she will say, "Okay, this is good. It's a very nice place."
Mr. Suit arranged all of it. I'm just trying to help. Sometimes that's all you can do as a friend. She goes, "How have you been?"
I have been fine. You have not come to see me for a while.
I have been concentrating. I have been very busy with this. And I thought if I came and asked you for, and she sort of stops and she goes, I didn't want to lay my burdens at your feet at this point. It was all about cheese balls. And I think that you're better than that.
Well, you certainly have visualized and executed the cheese balls with aplomb
Thank you.
and volume, it seems here.
There's one for each table.
That's very nice. Well, Mr. Suit appears to be at the bar, and so I will go and attest and assay his bartending skills.
Yes, give him some challenge. He's been rolling his eyes at most of the orders.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And I think you'll hear her go over to the bar and announce that she wishes the perfect mint julep. Perfect, no less.
Suit excitedly reaches down to pull out his muddler.
And Marrow, what do we see you doing?
Um, I'm running around trying to set up the various things that I had kind of thought of. I'm wearing the leather football helmet that's the prize, the big prize for the win. And I'm
Mhm.
telling you, it's magical. It's magic. As I go, I've got a little clipboard and I'm letting people pull their two little tickets that have they're coming out of two different little bags. That what is the halftime score and what is the final score, and I'll write down their name and what their number is, and I've got the big parlay board up there where I'll put everybody, and whoever's closest will be the winner for the halftime. And we had picked up some little prizes for it, and then the big helmets for the final. Um, and I'm dashing about in constant kind of motion trying to do that. Um, I'm dressed in my typical black, but I seem relatively happy with my little hat on
Yes.
as I'm doing all of this. So it's a little incongruous. But
Yeah. You will see some people with some carts and trays arrive, and they kind of see you, and you look like you're maybe organizing something, and this older African American gentleman will come up to you and will say, "Hey, are you arranging things? Because we've got the food."
The food. Oh, wow. Yeah, I could certainly help you.
All right, all right.
What do
Well,
you got?
ribs, cornbread, salad, collard greens, black-eyed peas, full spread. We've got some brisket in
Wow.
here, smoked chicken. And one of them will
Oh,
look over and see Mr. Suit and wave at him.
oh, wow. Soof really. I didn't realize he'd gone on out. Certainly. And I'll kind of go and, grab a couple of these attendants to lay out a table and
I
put
didn't
that
know this
on.
place was going to be so fancy, or I would have double foiled these things.
Uh,
But they're just in trays. Uh,
Fine.
you're not
I,
going to need the napkins then, you
no,
know.
I think they have linen
Okay,
napkins.
yeah, yeah. You see, them jam a massive thing of sporks and salt and pepper packets and stuff back in. But they will lay this out
This
on a couple
smells
of
amazing.
tables. It ought to be. He'll set it up, and then he'll walk you through, the dozen and a half different dishes that are
Wow.
here. Put some back. There's corn, on the cob and that kind of small things. It is just in a sea of butter there. Everything is laid out, and then he'll they put out a half dozen different sauces off to the side, and they've got little labels on them. And he will point to one. He will say, "Now, there is a reason that there's a skull on that one." So,
It's poison.
no, it's hot.
Oh, oh. Well, that will be much better.
You're a funny little man. All right.
Thank you so very much. And since this is the time before COVID, we'll just put tongs down. Everybody can
Every,
serve themselves.
absolutely. Like when the staff people kind of see that this has arrived, they will bring out, they get tongs and service things and so on.
Thank you
Uh,
so much.
they'll probably bring out some like the raised carafes and some sterno in case you want to keep anything warm,
Mhm.
and they'll get that.
As this is all getting set up, I'm keeping an eye. This isn't my person arriving, but I am trying to keep my eye peeled because I know someone else was working with Lydia to bring food, and I had made a point that it is very important that I speak to them. And so I'm trying to force myself to remember and see Lean and Hungry.
Let's have you roll overcome
All right.
or
Oh,
stay
by the
strong.
way,
Yes.
I took away that move. Since we're getting to the end, I took my bad repute back up to good repute
Okay.
instead. I don't want to roll disadvantage. I rolled bad enough already.
Yeah.
All right. So I am rolling with this is perfectly definitely sorrow because
Okay.
it's feeling guilt. I know there's something that I have done wrong and I want to fix. Oops, I rolled one. I'll just roll another one. 6, 9.
9. So you will see them, but you can't remember their name.
But do I remember why I wanted to see them?
You remember you offended them in some way.
Okay.
The specifics of it, no. Their name, no.
Okay. I'm going to go up and
They are very
hello.
carefully tuning the volume on each and every one of these TVs. They're like
E-
leaning in and then stepping back about 10 feet and listening and then tuning it up again.
Excuse me?
And this is a big person. They are partially translucent, like part of them isn't there. You can see those chains that they have on them. And they look at you and they will say, Marrow.
Um, I I'm sorry to say that I can't place your name right this moment. But
No, that's understandable.
oh, okay. But I know I have wronged you, and I want to tell you very sincerely, I am sorry. It is not either in my nature nor would it be my desire to hurt someone. And if I have done that, I truly am sorry for having done so.
Okay, cool. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no worries, no worries.
Can I get your name?
I am Lean and Hungry Mike.
I'll put my hand out to Lean and Hungry Mike. I'm
And she
glad you came to the
says,
party.
they say, he says, sorry, I always forget what gender. He says, don't worry if you forget it again. That's what happens.
We all have our
I'm a
difficulties.
little like you. I'm
I'm
not all
sorry.
here. Okay.
You should get
Uh,
some ribs.
and the smell of that, of course, is wafting over. Who do you want to have arrive?
I think coming in the door, I see Abyssinian Max.
Bow, 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 bow. Now it's a party. Burr, 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 burr. Ava City's Max.
I will run over, throw a big hug on, give him a kiss on the
Marrow.
cheek.
Marrow.
I'm glad you came.
Oh, I wouldn't miss this for the world because it's a party and it's free and it's all good. Plus it'll annoy Mr. Suit.
And
Oh, did I say that out loud?
we agreed. You're going to not cause any problems for Suit tonight. I'm pulling a string on Abyssinian Max.
Okay. There is a thing where he looks over at Mr. Suit and he does nod, and he will say, all right, all right, all right. I will be good.
At least until the game's over.
I will hold you to that.
I'll hug him again and give him another kiss on the cheek and kind of whisper in his ear, I really am glad to see you.
Well, that's nice to hear. It's good to be wanted. And he will go over and he will go up to the bar where Mr. Suit is at, and he will lift up a bag and he will put it on the counter, Mr. Suit, and he will drop it down. And essentially, there are 6 chilled bottles of Cristal champagne there, magnums, that he has brought, and he will say, these are for you to use as you wish, as mixers or whatever.
Thank you. He picks up a bottle and is very thoroughly
He
inspecting
looks at
every
you and he
side of it.
says, I have promised Marrow that I would be on my best behavior tonight.
Looks at a clock. Until when?
Until the end of the game.
Let's see. Well, I look forward to the post game.
Absolutely. The clock has struck. I want that bag back. And then he heads off. Uh, let's take 5. Just a quick one, and then we're going to come back and we're going to have some other arrivals here. We're going to start bringing in the courts, and we'll do some other NPC things and get that all mixed up. So take 5 and we're back. So I think that the first court to arrive is definitely because their person is putting it on. It is the Court of Mirrors. Like they will come in. We'll see wisdom whales, and we will see Delulu again gliding. She never walks. She always glides across in that kind of uncanny way. And Aladdin's song will come in, and there are, another, four or five. We haven't seen them. They're played by notable actors, but notable character actors in makeup in the background there to kind of represent that. And it will you would expect a Lulu to come over to where you're at, but it is the Duke who comes over to you, Mr. Suit.
Duke, it is so good of you to come.
You may call me Aladdin Song. Do not have to call me Duke this evening. You are the prince of this place.
Oh, I appreciate that Aladdin song, and I appreciate the temporary advancement.
He says, and again, his voice always sounds like it is coming from underwater, like it's echoing out from that. His hair, his clothing kind of moves like that. And he will say, why don't you fix me something? I leave it to your discretion, bartender.
All right. I'll pull out a bottle of that champagne.
Okay.
I
He'll
will
give an
wipe it and
approving
pour a
nod
glass
when the
from it.
good stuff comes out. Do you
I
make him a
see no
mixer with
purpose
that?
to saving things for this
Yes.
evening.
Do you make a mixer with champagne, or do you just serve the champagne?
Uh, no, not with this one. Maybe with the lesser one, but
Okay.
this one will just pour straight up.
He will
Get garnished like a berry of some sort of thing.
huh, he will nod approvingly and take the glass. I think next to arrive is the Court of Broken Shackles. They are, when they come in, loud, and like if there is a song playing on the commercials or a thing like that, uh, several of them like pick it up and start looking at each other and singing along with it. Again, all in perfect harmony. They are the musical court, and they are loud and excited. And immediately, once they realize that there is some sort of contest, some sort of competition, they are making their way over to see about that and to, well, that's this is what the spread is, and this is what this should be. And they are all talking that way. And Aldo, I think you will see Cantorian Wolf comes over to where you're at and will greet you. Again, that sort of hyena with a deep bass voice. And how are you doing, Aldo?
I'm 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 perfectly well, thank you. How about yourself?
I am well. Allie speaks well of you all the time.
Um, well, that's nice to hear. Uh,
One of our people, though, is a little worried about one of your company.
um, which one and which one?
And he'll gesture over to Absalom and say, he tells me that your colleague Merrill is having some troubles adjusting, fitting in.
I I think he's just I think it's taking him some time, but he has a, a grip on it, I think.
All right, all right. I just thought I'd say something.
Um, yeah, I think Marrow knows, you know, his difficulties are, and if he needs help, I'm sure he'll speak up.
Hey, I do have a question for you too. I thought I'd just ask you here while I've got your attention, if I don't mind, because you're kind of a little bit of
Sure.
a hound like myself, like tracking things down. You take care of your neighborhood.
Uh-huh.
You know what things going on there. So I thought I would ask you. There apparently is some literature going around.
Lit- Literature, like books.
I wouldn't call them books, like like some stories, like some stories that have been written up, like some stories that are kind of thinly veiled, like discussions of people in the community in in compromising positions.
Oh, that's odd.
Erotica. Ah,
Um,
if you hear anything, I know you've got some contacts with the goblins, and that's who I suspect is doing this,
that
that it's
does
some
sound
kind of
like her
goblin
thing.
farce going on. I suspect, and this is just my idea, is they must have some kind of machine that is generating these things, like some sort of device that is doing it. So if you hear word about
Yeah,
that,
yes, that does sound like a thing that the goblins would find funny.
exactly, exactly. And there are a couple of people that do not find it as funny as the goblins or myself. Uh, yeah. So I just I mentioned that to you since I
I'll
know that you've had some dealings with the gobs
I'll see
before.
what I can do.
Okay, okay. Good, good to talk with you. And I think next we will see the court of sons arrive. Again, this is the court that is unrestrained, playful, and vengeful. They got all of those things that they come in, uh, Dandy Mane and Sainted Coils, Semolina Pilchard, all of those people come rolling in. Uh, Shining Cellar glides in, stops and takes a look around to try and clearly this party isn't what she was expecting. Like this is very different, and she does furrow her brow, I think is the best way to put that. But Drum and Kane will wander over, and they will track you down, Lydia or Liliada. She's so quiet tonight, Lydia. Almost like you're muted.
And I said, oh, sorry, I've been very caught up in details on crackers. How is your evening going?
Oh, he just got here. It's gonna it's gonna be great.
It is.
Getting closer. I'm smelling good food. Mr. Suit's on the bar, and he did a great job before. And we've got everybody and their brother turning out. Uh, we know that it's going to be dynamite. I understand that Seller actually extended invitations to a few of the unaligned as
Ooh.
well. So we might see like Spyro if he decides to come, or
Hope he
even
does.
Pecky. Uh,
Ooh.
uh, so you may have the biggest gathering of Taken in the city we've ever seen.
Exciting.
Anything I should know?
And she sort of stops and she goes, each of the cheese balls platters has a set of trivia questions. If you go around all the tables and answer as many of them, you have a very good chance of winning some prizes.
I am good with that. Say, what is that hat that Meryl has on? It is grabbing my eye.
Yes, that is the prize for closest guess on the final score of the game this evening.
You think he'd be bothered if I went over there and licked it while it was on his head?
You would have to ask him. He's a little shy, but he often, very strong spine.
Absolutely. Well, I will just go and check on that.
Okay.
And they are definitely smoking as they are wandering through here. Marrow, I think that you will see Bayman kind of uh, uh, pulls out his pocket phone, enormous brick of a thing, puts it to his ear. Okay. And, puts it back, and he will go out and he will come back, and the Court of Lanterns arrives kind of a little more formally than the others have. Uh, uh, they they clearly have a hierarchy of entry and so on, and of the various stewards and things like that. But we definitely have, nameless there, and of course Bayman, and we will see Bane Becky will come in, and people will kind of escort her over to a table for her to sit. And Bayman will kind of look to you, Marrow, and to Aldo, and kind of gesture to you to come over.
I'll take off the helmet and kind of put it under my arm so that I'm not wearing it when I go up to Becky.
And she will look up at you, and she will hold out her hand.
I will take it and kiss the ring if there's a ring, or shake if there is, and give a
yes.
bow.
She will say,
I will imitate Meryl.
ha. She will say, I am sorry that I was indisposed when you came by the other day, Marrow.
Perfectly understandable. You are very busy, but
We have had many rituals to undertake of late.
I know that the city needs our court
Absolutely.
very much during those sorts of things.
I will make the time for you this week, though.
Thank you, my lady. I appreciate it greatly. Please enjoy the party, and if you would, and I'll hold out the 2 bags. You can pick your numbers for the score, halftime and the final score.
Huh?
The magic helmet is the prize for the final.
Oh, I do like magical things. And she will dip her hand in, and she kind of holds it above, and you'll hear the serpents on her fingers go down into the bag, and maybe look around and pick up a couple of numbers. Thank you. Please give my regards, Aldo Marrow, to your colleague.
Of course, I'm sure he will wish to come and welcome you himself when he has a moment.
We will be honored to greet him. And it is a little bit like some of the Lanterns people are out around, but there's definitely the sort of the inner court of them kind of find the table that's in the corner, and they set themselves up, and they send out the Knight of Lanterns to go and get some plates of food and come back and deliver it. Aldo, who do you want to interact with? All of the stars are here. We will see pretty much everyone that's on the NPC tab that is a Taken is here now. Even some of the uncourted, the courtless have come and have made their way over to the buffet and are standing around awkwardly. Who do you want to
Yeah.
talk to?
Let's see. I have two people that I really should talk to, given earlier
I'm wondering
conversations.
about that.
Um, uh, hmm. I think I should probably mention. Well, okay. Actually, I would talk to Songbird Rex because I don't know about the conversation that
Right.
the other conversation. Um,
Rex is
what
there.
about
They're
that?
they're enjoying themselves. They're kind of doing that thing of they're clearly kind of standing at the edges, watching everybody like real people watching, and
Hmm.
maybe you can see them mentally shipping some folks and stuff and
Yeah,
that kind of thing. Oh, Aldo.
yeah. Hey, hey. I you left a couple pages behind last time I talked to you. I have them. I didn't bring them here
Oh,
because I might leave them somewhere and
oh
set
no,
them
don't
down
do
and
that.
somebody will
Yeah.
pick them up. And that would be bad. Uh, and uh, apparently word is getting around about those stories. Um, and they think the
Color
goblins.
drains from their face.
Well, so far they think the
What?
goblins did it. Uh, but
Could a
um,
goblin write like that? And she kind of stopped.
I don't know. I've never read goblin um, fiction, but I'm just you might want to maybe I don't know disguise it a little bit more. Um, but
Well, I don't want to compromise my art, but I also don't want to get strung up. Uh,
yeah, I mean, I want to be careful. Uh, so,
I wonder,
um,
last time when I was making copies at Kinko's, like, I think one of the people there, like, kept a copy when they were running them off for me.
oh yeah. Oh, I mean, that must have been really interesting for them. I don't I don't know if any of the taken work at Kinko's, although maybe I wouldn't be shocked.
It's a 24-hour place, so I'm assuming at least one or two of us that do.
Yeah, it'd be a good job for somebody who is only active at night. I think there are some taken like that. I don't know. So how are you enjoying the party?
Well, it's very cool. I'm not a big football person, but go sports, go.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I kind of like I follow it just enough to know the basics and I watch the Super Bowl every year or used to when I was a kid, and that's it. Uh, um, are you doing anything after the party?
No, no, I'm free.
Uh, so am I.
Oh,
Once everyone clears out, yeah. Do you want to go somewhere? Do something?
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I know some places that are open late. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Yes, I'd love
Yeah.
to. And she seemed very excited.
I am quietly excited.
Okay. Uh, Mr. Suit,
Hello.
who do you want to talk to?
I should probably go track down Lulu.
Okay. She is gliding hither and yon, talking with people, currently getting the score, getting the scoop from everyone there. Like a little bit of making deals and a little bit of catching up with people about what's been going on. And she will see you, Mr. Suit.
Madam Hand.
And she does that gesture as if to say, you can read the subtext is, I would like you to abase yourself and apologize again to me.
I am so grateful that you decided to attend tonight's gathering. It would have been empty and wrong in a way without you here. And to show my appreciation, I have a gift of sorts and a request.
So you should give the gift and then wait a bit and then ask the request. Now you've got me primed up to be suspicious. But I
Well,
love gifts.
I have come to the conclusion that in our professional and personal relationship, surprises perhaps are not my best tool.
Go
So
on.
I'm trying to be upfront about things,
All right.
despite the track record.
Let's leave it at that. And the gift?
I will pull out a gift wrapped box. I tried to bring it by the court earlier, but an unfortunate weather front had frozen the doors.
That happens.
The weather
And
on the coast.
yes. And so what is this gift?
It is the Glass Mask of Aladdin song.
What is this?
It is.
Like she actually steps closer to make sure that nobody else can see it. What is this?
It is a prototype, a test. One of 4 unique masks that was not the one used.
There's a lot of power bound up in this thing, though unconnected and untethered. We will have to speak later about what this is in more detail. Your
I would
request?
appreciate that. I have been studying and preparing as much as I can for this event, but I would greatly appreciate your help and expertise in judging the line dancing competition.
Well, I'm not entirely certain that is in my realm, but uh yes, certainly I will be glad to do that. I always like judging things.
I believed that your discernment and refinement would be more than enough to separate the line dancing wheat from the chaff. It's
Absolutely.
it's a whole farm reference thing, right? That
I see,
works.
I see what you're doing there. Very nice.
Okay.
But we will speak later, and the mask in the box will kind of vanish into her purse there.
Thank you so much. Would you like a drink? I feel the need for a drink right at this
Absolutely.
moment.
Why don't you fix me whatever your version of a Long Island iced tea is?
Coming right up.
Lydia, you are muted again.
Ooh, there are so many delicious people. And I oh, yeah, I think when I think that that she is sort of a butterfly, and she has gone around to a lot of people, and she keeps an eye on Mike. She keeps an eye on Morrow because she knows that they are big on fading if things start to go wrong. But the person she really wants to talk to is this Absalom guy.
And Absalom is part of Shackles, so they he is around and about again singing with some of the others. It's clear that they've got a little bit of barbershop quartet kind of thing going on. They're playing with some music games where they start singing a song and they test where the others can join in, that kind of thing. Or they're doing little variations on the commercial jingles that they're hearing.
Yeah. So, and I think the thing is remember she has like a century's worth of women in her. So there's not any songs she doesn't know, the like older songs, particularly. Right. Like if they do anything the least bit old timey, she knows it for sure. But it's like she can kind of pick up most of the things. She's a little bit less good at the most recent pop, though, is the thing. Like Britney Spears, she doesn't know that song particularly well. So except that the kids at school sing. But okay. Other than that, so she can kind of join in, but she's not Shackles, so she doesn't push. But she does kind of come up to him, and I think she kind of like wraps him on the arm and says, "You talk tomorrow?"
I'm sorry, have we met?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Lily Whitesuit.
Oh. Okay, I get it. And you see, he will kind of detach himself from the group, and shall we step over here?
And she kind of steps over and she goes, "I want to thank you for talking to him."
That wasn't the reaction I expected, but I'm glad of that. He was not. He was not happy after he talked to me,
I don't like it when someone calls me out. But what you said was something he needed to hear.
I hope he has gotten better.
And she goes, he's talking about trying.
And he'll sit down and he will say, "What'd you say?" So I understand this a little bit more than maybe some other people do because I've seen it in a couple of different dimensions. I am an alcoholic. I was an alcoholic before I was taken. I was an alcoholic during my time in the homelands, and I'm still an alcoholic now. And the sinking is a kind of addiction. It's an addiction that you can justify because, and I've seen a lot of ways, and I know the path that Marrow's on. It's an addiction to, I want to help because I want to make up for things, because I want to be present in this world, because I want to help my friends. I want to be this. And that kind of addiction is self-annihilating. And it's even harder than, or it's not harder, but it's a different kind of addiction. It's much easier to rationalize in some ways. We can't afford to lose any of us.
I agree. I'm going to ask you another question. Were you here when that group, that cadre that was around the Widow Mackton was here?
Oh, yeah. They were fucked up.
I have the impression that she was actually pushing them to sink, making them sink. Did you see anything like that? I don't know what to look for.
I know that they were very indulgent in their ways. And I could see them doing that. And their isolation didn't help either. They weren't exactly courtless, but they the widow Macton always seemed like she was taking care of them. A little bit like how you seem like you're taking care of your crew.
I'm doing
And
that to them, am I?
no, you're not. But that's what I'm saying is, but it's that kind of role, that kind of connection, that kind of belief that they're friends, that this is somebody they can rely on, that I mean, if somebody's in that way, they can take advantage of that really, really easily.
Okay. I didn't mean to bring up the most depressing thing ever on a day
No,
that's a party.
no.
But I did want to thank you. I am watching. I will. He does try very hard to be honorable. And he's a really good person. And he's really convinced that he's still halfway out there.
All I know is tough love, and so I've tried that. I hope that you have a better path than I do to helping him, because I'm not sure it works.
We'll just keep a circle of people around him trying all the things. I think that's our best hope.
And you stand up and he puts his, as you go, he puts his hand on your arm and he says, I'm going to say this and I want you to take it in the spirit that it is meant. Don't let him drag you under.
Okay.
Just understand that.
I get what you're talking about.
Marrow, let's come to you.
All righty. Let's see. I had some thoughts here I was going to go and yes, that's what I wanted to do. I'm going to go and find Relentless Third
Okay.
and come up and say,
Hello.
hi. We haven't had a chance to talk here lately. I wanted to say
No, it's been
hello.
so sad. You've not come and talked to me again.
No, well, there's so much going on. But I wanted to introduce you to a friend of mine who I think would love a chance to sit and chat with you. She's awfully nice and very interested in people's stories.
All right.
And I'm going to go and take him over to where Wisdom Wales is sitting. And Wisdom, my friend Relentless Third here hasn't had an opportunity to meet and talk with you. And I was saying how you love hearing people's stories. Wisdom
I
here
do.
is a historian for all the courts.
let us have you roll conflict.
Okie doke. Um,
You are trying to maneuver this to work.
yeah, I am. I can't use joy, which this might have been one of my few times I would have tried. Um, I think I'll roll it with power.
Okay.
All right. Woohoo! That's a 10, baby.
That is a 10. You get to pick three.
All right. Um, I'm going to create an opportunity for, in this case, wisdom,
Okay.
as an ally, I suppose. Um, I'm going to,
Do you want to get what you want from them to kind of make them kind of stay here?
yeah, I think that. And I'm going to extradite myself from the situation.
Absolutely. You can absolutely get yourself out of that situation and leave them there. And Wisdom Wales definitely, you may take a string on Wisdom Wales.
Awesome.
And there's a lot of people there. It's packed with all of the courts and things like that,
And the glamours.
and the glamours, and the game has started, and we've got the various hangers on, and at a certain point, uh, Mr. Suit Aldo, you will notice that there is some hubbub over by the entryway that is going on. And there's this, it's both a weird like chatter and silence there that happens that kind of rolls out in there. And you will see kind of clearly some people have come in, and you will see your good friend there, Mr. Roke. He will come in, and he will look for you. And you see, as he kind of moves behind him in his wake are Courtney Cox and David Arquette,
Holy crap.
looking confused, but also like maybe they've already been drinking quite a bit. And kind of and people are like that. Um, and they are kind of wandering in, and Roke will come glide over to where you're at and put his elbow on the bar. Satisfied?
So this feels like a dramatically appropriate time to ask, should I roll my party move?
Yes. Courtney Cox, Alabama native.
Oh, who would have
Hey,
known?
there we go.
This is the year when she met David Arquette.
Mm, I really don't want to roll this one with fear, even though that
That
is a great
seems
stat.
like a thing to not roll it with.
I'm
And
gonna
I'd be
go with
prepared to do a help since I've worked really quite hard on a lot of the things going on.
Absolutely.
I
Yes.
would not say no. I am going to roll with power. This is me setting up a situation very reminiscent of my time on the other side.
Absolutely. In fact, I think you can just take an automatic +1 to that in addition to your
Oh,
power, he said,
I will take that.
for reasons.
Uh-oh.
Fine, probably. That's a 9.
That's a 9. Tyler, would you like to roll to assist?
I would like to roll to assist.
What are you
Um,
using to do that support?
I hate to use the same thing again, but this really does feel like power as well.
And we
Um,
would have had you roll this before because it is +1 forward. So I'm just kind of reversing the order of it a little bit here.
Alrighty. That's a 10.
That is a 10. So you can give Mr. Suit +1 forward. And then you can clear a mood, ask a question, or gain a bond with Mr. Suit.
I will gain a bond with Mr. Suit.
Okay. Yeah, and so what is the result there, my friend?
That is a 10, so I get to choose 3. On a hit, absolutely everyone must attend for fear of being left out, obviously.
Absolutely.
Um, and I am going to choose uh, clear a mark from Marrow's sinking. This is sort of scary because of
You can,
the,
and you can choose these more than once.
yeah, I thought about that, but I'm going to do some different things.
Okay.
Uh, gain an office or an appointment from someone in power, GM chooses, which is not worrisome at all. It's fine, probably. And
I think it's pretty clear to you that Aladdin Song is very impressed with you. That he has that look of a person who's considering an appointment, who's considering making you, the bearer of the leaden mirror, something of that sort.
that's a good impulse. You and Aladdin Song should follow it.
Uh,
And I want to choose to draw out someone from hiding or reclusiveness, the Widow Mackton.
I think that, Mr. Suit, you kind of see a couple things happen simultaneously here.
Okay.
One is that of the various people who are in here, the person who seems to react most to Roke's being in here and maybe like a little weirded out is Delulu. Uh, and you'll flash back to that thing from before where she knew that you were bringing a guest before you had told anybody. Something that Aldo pointed out to you in the chat at that point. And I think then the other thing that you will see is you will see that Shining Cellar has stopped where she is at and is kind of holding frozen position, but she's not looking at Roke. She's looking at the other person who has kind of come up behind Roke and stepped up to the bar there. And
Courtney Cox?
no, they're mingling with the crowd. They know how to work a crowd. They know how to do that. They don't know what's going on, but they know what to do. And I will put this person here. You will see this figure. I put him next to there to Adam just to kind of make it easier to find him. And Roke will say, "Thank you for gathering all of your company in one place." And he'll gesture, and this person will step up to the bar. They are ill-fitting in their suit. Their human suit. And you will see your taker. Let's take 5, and then we're going to come back from the break.
Cool.
Cool. So, Aldo, where are you at this moment when everything is about to change? Who are you next to? David Arquette and Courtney Cox just came in. Friends.
Who are they?
Yeah. You don't watch TV
I
really?
recognize that Aaron Roque guy. I've seen him before. Don't trust him. I don't know who the two people with him are.
Yeah.
They were,
They
as far
seem
as
like
I know,
celebrities.
not big stars in 1979. So,
Yeah, not at all.
They were all in elementary school.
and I have not particularly followed, a lot of pop culture since then. I've seen a few movies, but none with them in it. So, I think, what am I doing? I think I am just sort of keeping a watchful eye on the dukes and the hands and uh and also Ali Do, just in case the dragon thing happens again. I think I'm just
You
sort of
feel
circulating
a
around watching.
nausea rising in you, and you feel like something pushed back on that spoiled, and your eyes will be drawn over to uh, Cellar. And I think it's at that moment that you will realize that she's affected, but not fully affected because her name isn't the
Mhm.
Widow Mackton anymore.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So I think you'll have that realization. Lydia, where are you? What are you doing when things are about to go big or
I,
go home?
yeah, and I think there's that thing is like when Roke came in, I was there with Absalom and I sort of tap him on the arm and I'm like, things can go very badly right now.
I don't know that guy. Who is that?
One of the immortals, Aaron Rock.
What the fuck?
Exactly. And she goes, take care of yourself. And I think what she does is she like actually stands up from where he is and starts to go along the sort of outside of the room. She's trying to catch Lean and Hungry Mike's eye. I mean, and she's trying to catch a hold of like where other people are. Um, but mostly to get that eye on Lean and Hungry Mike
Ah,
to get them pulled over to where
okay, then I
she
think
is, if that
definitely
makes
you
any
can
sense.
definitely do
Yeah.
that. And Mara, what about you?
You see, Mr. Arquette, my idea is that there are these spiders, and this chemical makes them get really big, and they're terrorizing this desert community.
Dirt bikes?
Oh my God, you gotta have dirt bikes.
Dirt bikes. Yeah. Oh man, I love it. I love it. Hey, hang on. Kind of pulls out. You see him pull out a packet of Coke, puts it back in his pocket, and then goes and gets a
Oh, you
thing.
hold it?
Yeah, you want some in?
I mean, it's a party.
No, absolutely. Let's go on over here. Yeah. Let me give you my card, man. Yeah. You into wrestling? We got a
Oh my
wrestling
God, I
film
love
coming. Oh
wrestling.
yeah. We're gonna do. I got a pal. We're looking at this wrestling script that we got on spec right now. It's gonna be sweet.
Oh, you would be so cool in something like that.
I know. Because I could be in the ring. Yeah, and if Cat will we'll cut some blow on the table for you.
I will, I will take a long rail. And do I notice the tension shift?
Well, one of the things is that this kind of thing doesn't affect you guys.
Hmm.
Conventional mortal drugs and alcohol do not have any effect on you. So you're like, oh.
Oh,
And then I do think you will notice that I think you kind of in the back of your mind been watching like which of the hands are going to be weird, which things, and you've seen them, and you realize that this must have been Roke's crew, and your eyes will fall on Delulu, and you're like, that's the one that's suborned. She's got to be because she's reacting to Roke like no one else in here.
if you'll excuse me, Mr. Arquette, thank you for your kind sharing of your drugs.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm making a beeline towards Bayman.
Okay, Mr. Suit. Roke will
Hello.
step back to fade into the crowd and leave his friend there to speak with you. I love what you're wearing.
I wish I could say the same. It seems sort of hasty.
Oh, you're just mean. Just mean and cruel. You're always a vindictive little prick. But I like that about you. I like this. It'll look good on me.
I'm sure. And I think Suit will finish shaking a shaker there. And he reaches under the bar and pulls up three glasses and pours into each of the three. And he picks up one and just knocks it straight back. And I am going to mark sinking for my preparations. When
Okay.
you're outnumbered, outgunned, or surprised, well, all probably, mark sinking for a third party interested in your dealings to interrupt the proceedings. Their intrusion creates an opportunity for you, but it might be going from the frying pan into the fire. There's not a lot of friendly options that aren't here yet.
You will hear a screech and a voice shouts, "Death from above!" And you will see drop out of the ceiling rafters. You will see Puck land on your keeper and begin pulling at his skin and pulling him back. What do you do, Mr. Suit?
Well, I drink Puck's glass. I don't think he's going to be into it. It would be rude to drink the third one. Um, and then I am going to duck behind the bar and run.
Okay. Uh, let's come to Aldo. Aldo, what are you doing?
Um,
Yeah, I think he's like, that must be the Widow Mac. Ah! And you see somewhere by the bar, Puck drop out from the hidden spot in the ceiling. You see he's got some like piece of mirrored glass in his hand, and it looks like maybe he's stabbing somebody, but you can't tell from here.
I was about to like turn around and warn Songbird Rex that all hell was about to break loose, but I think she can guess. um, uh, yeah. God.
What do you do?
Very good question. What do I do? Um, so okay, I'm trying to think of what I know in this situation here. That's what, like there are many things to react to. What do I actually
The only
in
thing that
character
you are
know?
certain about right now is that there's some shit going down by the bar. You're not sure what it is, and you're
Mhm.
pretty certain that Seller is the Widow Mackton.
Yeah. So I think I will confront Seller. Specifically, I would like to steal one of her senses.
Okay. Let us have you make that roll. This is it's an obvious act. It's something you have to step over to do, and you're obviously attacking
Mhm.
one of the dukes.
Yes, yes, I am. Uh,
It's now going to look like you set a goblin as a distraction to attack one of the dukes.
it is going to look like that. Yes. What am I rolling this with?
So yeah, roll your conflict.
Yeah. I think I am rolling this with fear. Um,
Okay, that seems reasonable.
9.
And 9. So you may pick two.
Yes. Okay, conflict.
And
Um,
that other the senses zone is what would be one of your picks.
yeah. Yeah. I would like to steal her sight
Okay.
and create an opportunity for me or my allies.
Absolutely. You will grab her sight, and as you do, as you reach out and you reach into her, you realize she is of a scale higher than you are. Like you
Mm-hmm.
will realize that moment where you're like, oh, we can't take her on one-on-one. Like you will
Yeah.
immediately realize that. And as her vision goes, she will turn and she does this, and you will hear, and you will see Songbird Rex drop to the ground, blood coming out of her nose and mouth. We'll come back to you in a second. Lydia,
Um, and I think,
you now see that happen.
yeah, and I
And in
see Songbird
particular, you
Rex.
will also see the person who is moving the fastest to intercept that situation right now is your hand, who is moving to kill Aldo because
Okay,
he just attacked the Duke.
yes, and I think that's me intercepting Drummond and going, Seller is Widow Mackton. Does that make any sense?
That is conflict.
Okay,
You have the opportunity granted you by Aldo. I think this gives you the chance to intercept
okay, I will do that.
without endangering anyone else. I think
Oh,
that's more the importance of this.
okay, that sounds good. That sounds very good. So, I think everything I have is +1 if I'm not rolling joy. So I will do. Oh, it sounds like a good moment to use calm, doesn't it? Yeah, I think
Okay,
that this is it, where all of a sudden it's all of these things are going wrong, and it's got that weird. It's not going slow mo. I know it's not going slow mo, but everything is taking a long time, and every scream is going on and on and on, and every like
absolutely.
it is that thing when you know that it's adrenaline. Um, and
Let's
there's
have you roll.
okay, 2d6, and I am going to one, two, roll 12, 13, 13.
13, you get 3 picks.
Okay, now I just gotta find that page that has those and read it. Let's see
I would
here.
suggest,
I avoid reprisals, harm, or cost.
well, the one I
Or
would
what?
suggest if you want to get what you want is get a string on them,
Okay.
because you can immediately spend that to have them do what you want them to do. Like, absolutely. Like, have them believe you.
Yes, and I think that is it. I gain a string on them. That's 2 of my 3 picks. And
Then
but I don't
the
want to hurt them, so I guess I avoid reprisals, harm, or a cost. If
so
that
tell me
makes
what that
sense.
looks like. Like, what do we see happen? She's
Uh,
fast and strong, and
and
you are over there to
ex
intercept.
exactly, it is calm. And it is that thing of I know her adrenaline is doing the same thing to her, and it's almost like everything stops around us. Like we have that hyper awareness of that adrenaline in that moment, and that's what that strings are. And she says it very calmly. Aldo set up a trap for Widow Morgan. Seller has revealed themselves. They are Widow Mackton. We have to bring her down. And she goes, and she goes, I want you to hurt me, but go ahead and tackle me on your way. Bring her down if you can.
Uh, like she
I'm
looks
right
freaked
behind you.
out.
Mhm.
Okay. Marrow. Aldo attacks Seller. There's this shit going on at the bar. You see puck drop out of the ceiling.
And the one that I caught there at the end of mine was Delulu, or was it
Delulu? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And I'm making my way towards Bayman, which I assume he's suddenly gone on alert as all this shit's going on.
Yeah. I mean, but again, packed room, noise, all this stuff. And so you can get to Bayman.
Okay. I'm going to use a move.
Okay.
Since this is my first time using a sunken move, it doesn't cost me a seeking.
Okay.
Long time coming. When someone double crosses you, mark seeking to reveal how you've already planned for their sudden but inevitable betrayal, you immediately gain the upper hand in the situation. I say a yellow word towards Bayman. Something we wouldn't hear here.
Purple monkey dishwasher.
Perfect. Delulu. And the two of us had planned a setup to try and take down the false hand as soon as they were revealed, as the two of us charged towards Delulu.
Absolutely. And I think you can knock her down and will crash to the ground on that. Mr. Suit, what are you doing? There's chaos there. You're behind the bar. There's screeching and such, and noise and cacophony, and they're killing the Duke. And shouts over there and craziness.
I am working my way through the crowd, the real people, the fake people. I am honed in on the closest referee. I go up to the illusion of the referee. I rip his whistle off and blow it, and then I yell, "Halftime!" And I think the insane Disney Centennial halftime show explodes out of the center of the room. There is a 40-foot tall weird puppet effigy. There's a full symphony orchestra. There's a 100-person choir dressed as weird white space rabbits. There is Christina Aguilera and Enrique Iglesias and Tony Braxton and Phil Collins up there, all singing completely original unknown songs for no good reason. None of their well-known songs or anything written by them. It is generic, weird Disney feel-good dreck all over the place. Hundreds of people just dancing and singing.
And what do you want to have happen from this? Like, what is your goal? Do you want to clear the changelings from here? Do you want to conceal yourself? What are you trying to do? Like,
I am trying to mess with my taker, the Duke of Lures.
okay. So
Is that someone I could roll a conflict against, or is this going to be something else?
So what that will be is that will be you rolling stay strong to reduce his scale.
Neat.
So let's have you roll that.
Yeah, I want to overwhelm and confuse. I want him to not know what is real or fake here. This seems like a great time for fear. I'm not.
That
I'm
does
going for
seem
that.
right, doesn't it?
Okay, pink sparkly dice. You're so great. You're gonna continue to be great. It's gonna be awesome. Ooh, that's a 10.
That is a 10. So you will absolutely get this. There is chaos here. Uh, you hear someone shout out, they've locked the doors. In and Suddenly we've got that kind of chaos as that's going on in here.
Yeah,
But
Suit winces because he locked a lot of those doors so that, the random humans from the country club wouldn't come
there is
wandering
that.
in.
Yeah, but it seems like someone has locked the exits. Um, who would have gathered all of the takers together so that they could, all of the taken together so that they could deal with them all at once if they were afraid of them. They would do that. Uh, but you will see, like, uh, your taker is trying to track where you are, but is distracted, and you will see Puck pulls, and you know that that skin is a suit, and I think you will see like Mission Impossible style. He pulls up on that face and head,
Mm.
and when he does, there is a wave of energy that goes out into the room that tells everybody that there is a taker here. And the screaming begins. But right now, you've absolutely thrown off this taker. He can't track you, and you have brought him down. Lydia, Aldo, Marrow, you will all realize that there is a taker in here.
Also, Phil Collins is going up and down on a cherry picker for no good reason.
No good reason. It's against the odds. Aldo, what are you doing now? Got the Widow Mackton there, and suddenly you realize the situation has gotten much worse
Uh-huh.
in a couple of ways. Craziness, stomping, doors.
A random halftime show going on. Yes. And
Absolutely.
also there's a taker there. Uh-huh. Um, let's just make this a little bit more chaotic. Sure, why not?
Okay.
I am going to grab Ali Doges
Okay.
and be like, if you want to be a dragon, now's the time.
All right. What do you think the move is to
I don't have a string on her. I have a bond with her. Never mind.
you have a bond? Uh, I want you to essentially roll a version of transformation. I want
Okay.
you to do that. I think that you're going to have to mark drained to do this,
Sure.
but let's have you roll that to
Okay. So I'm
kind of
kind of handing
grab
her
your
my
own,
transformation abilities.
it grab that to push her to transform.
Cool. Yes. This is fear. I mean, that's nothing else it could be.
Wow, that is a horrible halftime show thing. Is that really what it was?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
really it.
That's fucking insane.
I've watched the whole thing. It's terrible.
It's considered the worst halftime, Super Bowl halftime of all time.
For those, if anyone is actually watching this, there's a brief moment where I have to share this picture that has been found because it is what the what?
What the hell? That's huh?
That
does not look like any halftime show I've ever heard of. Wow.
God.
That's
The
amazing.
most boringly generic music possible.
Oh no. All right.
So that's a 7.
That is a 7. So I think that Ali Doges will begin to change, but I think that there is a roar and a fire, and I think we will see the front of the building go up as they blow it out, and they move out of the place there. Like they come out. However, there's now a burning doorway that people can start to run out.
There we go. That's better than nothing.
Uh Lydia.
Yeah. I'm right behind Drummond.
Okay.
And I mean, like essentially, I got into her way, and then it's like we're running practically shoulder to shoulder. I had purchased the Untamed twice, and so instead I switched it out for Hands of the Clock. And so here's my thing. This allows me to rewind or fast forward time on a machine or object. And I can return it to pristine condition or destroy its function. I know she has that mask. I know what those masks are like. I want to try to target that mask.
Okay. I like that. I like that. That's very clever. Uh, let's have you roll.
Okay. Um,
What are you going to roll that with?
Good question. I think this is that thing of uh, that that weird satisfaction of like all the strangeness of your creation being having been melted down and remade over and over again, and having that bond to items. I think it's kind of an extension of either power or calm. So probably power in
Okay.
this.
Let's have you roll with power.
Okay. Is there anything else I can do to bump that? Not really. Guess I can spend bonds if I need to. All right. Roll again. So that's a 10 plus a 1 is 11.
That is an 11. Oh, it didn't come through on mine.
It didn't? Oh no.
There it is. Okay.
Okay, phew,
Sorry, just
phew.
took a second.
Okay.
So we will see that where Delulu is, there is a shattering as that mask that she has of uh, um, Aladdin song explodes. And actually, like, I think that will kind of stun her marrow and KO her. And I think you will see that crack go across as those masks, which are effectively one mask, uh, it will crack and we will see it vanish. And it is the Widow Mackton in the clothing of Cellar there. And you will see her and feel her rise up, and you'll realize you are caught between a very powerful Taken and an even more powerful Taker in this room here. But the widow is revealed. Marrow, uh, Bayman has her and says, do something else.
All right. Lub, we found her. This is your chance. Get your vengeance. And I am doing the call to the ocean. And I'm letting Love, since he's the one that's been talking to me all this time, go after the Widow Macklin. In my I desperately summon a creature from another world to help me.
Okay. What are you rolling that with?
I think this is sorrow because all of this is very sad that she would do this, that she would have done this to the people that believed in her, and I'm kind of sad that I'm aiding someone in what is basically bloody vengeance. But it's going to be sorrow. All right, come on, baby. 9, and I will spend a bond to take it to a 10.
Take it to 10.
And I'm choosing the summoned creature destroys the vulnerable target before the summoning unravels and they return to wins the game. I'm hoping she's vulnerable enough at this moment for it to at least do some attacking.
There will be a cost to make her vulnerable. Are you willing to take a cost?
Yes. Yes, it's got to happen.
Then I think this thing tears out at and towards the Widow Mackton there. And I think we will see that there are others that are here in this area, and you will see your Duke leap from her place at the side and leap into this fray. And it is the wrapping of snakes around him, around the widow to hold him, but Lub doesn't care, and Lub will just tear through both of them.
Oh.
Mr. Suit, blood, screaming, dragon fire, Widow Mackton down. Your taker there, mass chaos. He's down a couple of scale, but he's still up and present and getting ready to take as many as he can here, because of course the bonds weren't entirely, the protections weren't entirely made because of the widow's interference.
So you're saying it's not all okay now?
Not all okay. What are you doing?
God, what have you people even been doing on your turns? Come on. I guess as Puck is demission impossibling him, I want to work through the chaos of the crowd and grab at his real substance and try and pull him down into the undertow.
All right. So basically, the effect of this is going to be lowering his scale, but it's doing that by trying to grab and pull him into the undertow. Do you have a move you want to roll that with, or do you want to just do stay strong?
I have Hedgemaster, which gives me a bonus to rolling into the undertow. I don't know if I can use that offensively
Yeah,
or
let's
just go
let's
with
do
another
that.
stay
Let's have you
strong.
roll stay strong with that bonus.
Okay, cool.
Does that sound good?
Yes. I think this has got to go back to power, though. As, yeah, just like all these shadow tentacles, tendrils that are reaching out, and I'm just grabbing them and trying to pull them down bunch by bunch.
Absolutely.
It's a 7.
That is a 7. You will do that and grab, but there is a bit of the taker that grabs onto you. Again, reducing their scale, building that up on them. What mood do you want to lock semi-permanently as marked?
Mm,
Basically,
I will.
until you can do a quest, you're not going to be able to clear it, kind of thing.
I think. I think it's power. It's not inaccessible to me, but touching him with my power has made it too dangerous for me to touch again. If I touch it again, it'll pull me right down.
Perfect. Perfect. So I'm going to go Lydia, Mero, and then Aldo. Lydia, what are you doing?
So am I understanding that Widow Mackton is down for the count?
100%. Mero has dealt with the Widow Mackton in combination with your mask shattering. She is down, as is Delulu. Right now, we've got this chaos in here,
Mhm.
dragon fire, people trying to get out, and more importantly, a taker that Mr. Suit is working hard on,
Yes,
and Puck.
and Puck, and yes, and I think that I grab up two of the cheese knives, they're like those spatulas with the kind of sharp things, and I'm still covered with cheese, and I'm literally going to go in there and do some stabbing.
Okay.
It's like I'm joining Puck for the fun. So
This
and
is
I'm the one that I guess I'm the first person other than Puck that's like right there toe to toe with her to some
absolutely.
extent.
So
So
this
would that be escalating the fight?
no, no. This is
So okay.
you're not making it any more chaotic than it already is.
Okay, so I didn't escalate. Okay, sorry. There's
No,
too late to
I
escalate.
know it's
I understand. So
it's
it's okay.
let's have you roll. It's going to be stay strong, essentially to try and bring them down another peg.
Okay. So I don't know. There's a certain kind of like I've been in that adrenaline mode. I'm still kind of in that last dregs of it. I understand what I'm doing. I've made this choice. Dead Puck. The memory of Puck is up there doing his damnedest. I don't know what anyone else is doing. I've got two cheese knives. It seems like the most ridiculous thing in the world. I
Okay.
think she's laughing.
All
Does
right.
that make any sense?
I dig it. Yeah.
Okay. And I think she's just like
Power
she's
of
a
cheese
little
balls.
bit, yeah, she's kind of lost it, but not like lost it, more like this is the most
Behold the power of
silly
cheese.
things. Yes, exactly. And so yeah, so I'm going to roll with joy. It might be misplaced, but I'm going to try it. Okay, so roll again. So 7 plus 3 is 10.
So you will absolutely cheese knives going up. You can tell that Mr. Suit the ground is going wet as he's trying to pull into the undertow. Puck is still pulling and stabbing. Marrow, you see Lydia up there throwing herself at this taker. What do you do?
Well, I thought Aldo was next.
No, Marrow, you're next.
I'm next. Okay. Um, does the what's Rourke doing? Not Rourke, Roach or whatever. What's he doing?
You don't see him. He locked the doors.
And dipped?
Oh yeah.
Oh, asshole. That's fine. Okay, as long as he ain't here. Um, and Taker is
Taker is like he is getting himself together to let loose in here and drink the souls of everyone. Puck is on his shoulders, pulling at his head. Lydia is stabbing him with cheese knives. Mr. Suit is there close by, like trying to use the undertow to pull on him.
all right. I look over at Wisdom and say, we have to do something. And I'm going to leap forward and hope that Wisdom is going to kind of have my back as we go into this fight. And I am pulling my string.
Okay.
But I guess I don't know if there's a magic way to handle a taker. I think you probably got to go at it full bore.
It's
So,
whatever you want to do
These
to try
knives are
and
good.
tell me what you're doing to reduce his scale.
Scale.
Wisdom will give you a +1.
all right then. I think I'm going to play to Wisdom and I working together. I'm trying to reinforce the rituals that I know someone probably is. Well, I know who's screwed with it. In fact,
Yeah.
that's been a. I'm going to, for us to try and pull together and reinforce the rituals that keep the takers out.
Okay. Let's have you make that roll.
See, what's it going to be?
This is stay strong. Tell me what you want to roll it with.
Oh, stay strong. Okay. I think it's power. I don't see a good way to do
That's fair.
the. Yeah. I'm on 6, 7, 8, 9 with the +1 from wisdom, and since Lydia's up there and in danger, I will spend a bond with her to take it 10.
Will grapple onto him. I think you will grab the matrix of the fact that there is, there are the three other dukes here, but the energy from one of them is free. The one from your court is free, and you will grab on to that with wisdom, speaking the words, and you will realize that she is doing the invocation of anointment to make you the Duke.
Oh, fudge.
As it grabs on, and this thing will kind of freeze. Aldo, you will see that Mr. Stute grabbing onto him, Marrow glowing, holding on, Lydia, cheese knives into
I
this
got cheese
taker.
all over you.
So my only obvious weapon
You have
be
an
my teeth
opportunity.
if I transformed.
He is down
But
to your scale now
okay.
for this one moment.
I want to basically prolong that moment and give them a chance because they're there. They're better equipped to deal with this than me.
Okay.
So I want to know what his greatest sorrow is.
Ooh. So roll study.
Let's see, this is with, let's say this is again, this is fear. There's really not, 8.
8. So I think his greatest sorrow is that anyone has ever escaped his grasp. That anyone has ever escaped. That makes
Okay.
him sad because that's another coat out of his closet and he loves his clothing.
Okay. While I'm at it, I guess since this was a steady roll, I can also ask another question. I want to review. Wait. Yeah, it's 1 for 1. Okay. I want to reveal a detail.
Okay.
The nearest performer in this halftime show is wearing the suit that I first saw Mr. Suit wearing.
Okay. So I think, what you said is to prolong that, to hold that out, to give a chance.
Just want to keep him off balance a little.
Mr. Suit, Aldo has handed it to you. How do you want to close the deal? On your taker in this moment, this window of vulnerability. If you fail this, things are going to go sideways. I just want to tell you that now.
Cool. Cool.
You might lose Courtney Cox and David Arquette.
No! Our most important party guests. So I know it is not easy for one of the takers to pull themselves up all the way out of the undertow and into this world. I know it's taken effort and connections and deals. I know he made deals to get an invite to this party. I know he made deals for that suit that he's wearing. And as the water swirls up around our feet, I think it turns crackling and icy and cold, and crystals of ice begin to work their way up the tendrils of smoke tentacles that are sinking down into it. I want to try and freeze whatever assets he's using to hold on to his place in this world.
I love it. Let's have you make that roll. What are you rolling with?
It's fear. It's fear. I'm not afraid to use fear.
No, I think that's perfect.
I might be distracted by power, but it's gone. That is a 9.
All right.
And I have one bond with Aldo.
Do you want to spend
So
that bond or do you want to save it?
Also gave you the opportunity.
I do. I think for a moment, the Duke of Lures is convinced that he's been tricked, that this suit right in front of him is nothing but that one over there. That's the suit that he knows. And so he thinks that Mr. Suit is over there and doesn't pay attention to the one right next to him.
Absolutely. And that 10 plus, that full hit, that freezing the assets, he will imagine that the floor turns to water as the undertow itself opens up in here. And Lydia will jump back, people fall back away, and Mr. Suit, you will see Puck going down, falling into this, and you will grab onto his tiny, stupid little foot as he's going with that 10 and keep him from getting dragged under. And then whoof, pull him back, and then the floor is the floor. The taker is gone. The Widow Mackton is dead. We don't know the full details with the hand, but people are rushing out into the night air. And well, there are some people clearly, a handful of people clearly standing here to help. Most of the taken are running, are fleeing. And I think we will see up in the sky this dragon fly away. And I think we will see Lean and Hungry Mike uh, over there cradling Songbird Rex. And let's go to epilogues. For this particular act, we may come back to these characters. I'm not saying we might not. Uh, so we catch our breath. We look at the people who are there. You get to say what happens. You get to do your aftermath, however you want to do that. So, uh, Mr. Suit, I'm going to start with you. You are muted.
Ooh, too many mutes.
Too many mutes on the dance floor.
So, I think Suit is standing in front of crackling ice in bars, a cage, as Delulu sits on the other side. Mask cracked, or face cracked, or whatever. Staring.
Cracked porcelain, yeah.
Yeah. Refusing to speak as Suit pours a glass of tea, steaming, holds it out through the bar. Any words, any acknowledgement. It's all it would take. Simple refreshment, reprieve, understanding. Could work to undo all of this. I can only stay the Duke's hand for so long.
And she will look up at you. And then she will look away.
Put the glass of tea on a side table, stand up and brush out the wrinkles from his trousers. Maybe tomorrow. We'll turn and walk out the door, the office of the hand. And as he walks through it, tiny little butler in a fancy suit pushes the door closed behind him.
Very
Puck is
nice.
the newest member of the Court of Lanterns.
Lydia. Are you muted? I can't hear you. Where's it? Check your mic settings.
Sorry,
We're just
guys.
like, oh, there we go. Talk at us up.
Okay, like I gotta maybe pull this down or something?
Yeah, I don't know. We were quiet and wasn't
Weird.
picking it up.
Okay, odd. Okay, so anyway, yeah, because it looked like I was on. Okay, so I'm not sure entirely how things are going to fall out with Morrow. I think that is being relevant, but let's say that think that what it is it's probably Drummond and Lydia, and what they're doing is they are sitting there and putting together like this huge pile of party poppers. And I mean, you could tell they've been at it because it's tremendous. There's like boxes sitting next to them that are filled with them.
Okay.
And she goes, so they said that this is the way that they would determine who the new
Duke?
She kind of stopped there. She stops and she goes, the new Duke is going to be chosen. And she looks back at the party poppers. She goes, did you put the charm in one of your party poppers? Because I haven't put one in one of mine.
I thought you put yours in.
Now I thought you would have it because you're with the higher up in the court.
And I think you both will look around at this sea of party poppers.
Maybe we forgot. Maybe we did it and we forgot.
Yeah.
Or it's magic and it just shows up. That seems.
That seems, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, just tell them to keep opening party poppers until someone wins.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Marrow.
I think we see like this kind of Barrow with his hoodie on and it's over his head, and we kind of see a montage of him going to different people in his court. Sometimes it's to drop off something and to check in with one of the members. Sometimes it's to find out something they need. But it's clear that Barrow is very much, compared to Bane Becky, someone who is constantly moving through the court. And you can see that they are all, there isn't that reverence that there was for Bane Becky. It is much more of a, oh, good to see you, Barrow. Oh, I've been, it's making friends. And, getting this idea that he's getting strings, he's making friends and connections here. Staving off the pull. We see him, and if I could play a little of what Lydia did off of hers, we see going down on the motorcycle, heading back in. And Bateman says, the other dukes are prepared for the meeting. And good. I'll go on in. And hoodie over this whole time. And as I open up the door, we see the two dukes we knew, and we see Abyssinian Max.
I love
And
it.
I pull back my hood, and there's musculature that's grown over the bloody marrow as the muscles sort of smile. And it is the hope to push through and getting rid of the cracks in the surface that
Very
are there.
nice. Very nice. And Aldo.
Yeah, I think we see Aldo with a like kind of bandaged and slow moving songbird Rex saying, well, you know what, I have a nice quiet place we can go. um get away from the chaos a little bit, and taking her hand and walk into the just like a ditch with water in it. Like, no, trust me. I know it looks like a muddy, nasty ditch. I got it. Trust me. And emerge in a forest with a bunch of dogs running around. Hey. And sort of just walking and talking about like things like stories that shouldn't be mentioned. Like, here's a nice, quiet, private place where we can have this conversation. With while followed by dogs that keep jumping on them. So semi-peaceful.
Nice.
Nice.
I love it. I love it. And that's our arc. That's 20 sessions of this. Thank you all very much. Let's do quick stars, last words, last thoughts. Whatever order you feel like you want to go in. I did enjoy this quite a bit. We might return back to it. Doing it in the 1999 rolling into Y2K kind of thing was such an interesting choice to do it early. It really changed the texture of things in a nice way, and I think that was Tyler's pitch was that, and I can't remember who suggested what we do the American South, but that was great, and I really enjoyed this setting and the NPCs that we came up with, and really dug that. So anybody else want to say some last words?
I I loved all these characters. I they had such tangled but different arcs. It was very good. I there's something so good about having a set of characters who deeply do not understand each other but keep trying. And that was very fun. And those NPCs were lovely. I loved all the people we made up and all the people we radiated around NPCs and each other. It was very good. It was I was always looking forward to what was going to happen next. And that's the best thing about a story. So
Patrick?
Yeah, this was great. I am surprised at how well the party came together with all of the storylines and every disparate chaotic nonsense that blew up at the same time. It was beautiful and over the top and just wonderful chaos. I really love that. And just the connections that people had brought in by the end. I thought Aldo's story with Allie here towards the end was really great. Just a fascinating story on all sides, and one that I would see in the future. I think Tyler, that last moment with Marrow and the sort of like the small hints of reversal was really great. Uh, Lydia, I thought, sort of in her endlessly kind way, dealing with Absalom and sort of pushing back on his judgmental prickishness in a way, um, was great. I did not expect the chaos of like hands and dukes and all that stuff going down, and the choice for a screaming puck to fall from the ceiling tiles was perfect. The Taker as well. I sort of thought Puck might show up. I did not expect the danger guest to be my Taker.
And I hope that David Arquette and Courtney Cox was a surprise.
I just like
Genuinely.
idea that like everyone's left and they're the last two there. They were just like soft enough.
Eating at the
could-
ribs,
Yeah.
finishing them off.
Great party. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The fire department shows up for this gas explosion that blew up the wall and just finds them sitting there.
Weren't you on Friends? Ethan.
Yeah, I mean everything everyone else said, but I really liked these characters. I really liked also just like this session, everyone had such creative ways of dealing with everything. Like there was only one actual like fight move the entire thing, and that was Lily with cheese knives. So that was some incredibly creative and clever use of weird moves to deal with this. And particularly the halftime show, which like
Whoa, that was
And
wild.
an offensive halftime show.
So it was a lot of fun to see everybody just sort of pull out all the stops to use their moves in the strangest ways possible. I loved it. Excellent.
Awesome. Tyler.
I thought this was excellent. These characters were phenomenal. We saw some really cool arcs. I thought Suit's arc was fantastic. We got a real, kind of, there was a deep story that's in there that had a nice resolution in a way that, the other three of us, we changed and we had different, I think we were different from when we started. But Suit was a very enclosed arc story that did a neat thing. I thought it was really pretty. Um, although there were several times today. I loved the conversation with, I think they're getting onto this porn thing. They're blaming goblins right now, but you should know. Um, but the steadiness of that character and how you've they're such the backbone of our group. And you pulled out such neat things all the way through and done such cool things. Although it's very, I always kind of think of Aldo as, my partner in crime because we pair off a good bit, but it's just a really lovely character. And Lily is just so unique and interesting, such a ball of energy and sweet and kind, but there's definite steel in there that is, a figure to be reckoned with. And it's not easy to do that, to role play that in a way that is subtle. It's hard to come across as someone you should pay attention to and can, you should not take me lightly, even if when you look at me initially, you're thinking I'm a light and airy person. And you manage to do that all the way through this game. And that is just really lovely role play. Our relationships as a group, I thought were really, really good. I loved getting a chance to see all these characters we moved in and out with showing up to the end. We had established some pretty good relationships, so it felt really, when we went to them, we had backstory and stuff to play with. So that was really nice. So that's a big credit to you, Lowell, of making these really fully fleshed people. And when it looked for that second, when it looked like Puck might be drugged down, I was like, oh no, how are we going to stop that? We've got to do something. And so to save him was excellent as well. Um, just a really solid. I'm gonna say I want to put one thing in here in our conversation.
Sure.
That cracks in the surface. Someone's really got to decide if they're going to want to work with that, because
Yeah.
it is a definite commitment. Um, and it felt like it drove me a ton. So it is something
Yeah,
someone needs to be cognizant
yeah.
of.
I think that, like, with the change that we made, because you had built up a lot before we made that change.
Yeah.
If we hadn't had that, I think that we would only now really be feeling the pressure of that.
Mm-hmm. Because
So
it really hit.
yeah,
But it was, I chose it because I wanted to see it go and play, and I was glad to see it.
yeah, no, it was
Um,
great.
this was a good campaign and a hell of a landing. This landed so solid.
Oh, good, good. I was nervous about that. I was very happy with it. I will tell you, I went through so many different decisions on who the guest was going to be. Like, I can't even tell you. At one point, I was like, well, maybe he's got David Geffen, like, come out from Hollywood, because wouldn't that be a weird character to have there? Like, I had a whole bunch of shit. So,
I
That's-
think Courtney
I was
Cox and
genuinely
David
shocked.
Arquette.
Yeah.
David Arquette. I mean, I'm like, what? Oh God, him. Yeah. Perfect choice.
yeah, it was when I went celebrities from Alabama, and I was like, Courtney Cox, interesting. Okay, we can work with that.
And she is such a huge celebrity at this point. It's
Oh
not just
yeah,
someone interesting, it's someone enormous.
yeah. Wild, wild. I am going to stop the recording.